Hosted by Matt Riches. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickets. Turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickets. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickets. Turning data to gold. $1 tickets. Watch the market unfold. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. First day of Q3. The first half of 2026 is complete. Q1 and Q2 are done. The market is coming off one of the strongest quarterly rebounds since the pandemic, y'all. But this morning, the tone is still cautious. ADP Non-Farm Employment came in softer than expected. The Fear and Greed Index is at 31. Bitcoin is under 60,000. Gold is under 4,000. At 7 a.m., we have ISM Manufacturing PMI and ISM Manufacturing Prices. So that's going to cause some volatility. We also have the Fed chair speaking at 6 a.m. And we got Trump speaking at 12:15 p.m. Can buyers defend the first day of trading in Q3, or does weaker labor data, manufacturing data, and a fresh Fed commentary bring volatility back into the market? I track the headlines, the data, and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. All right, let's get into the mindset with our mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into the macro data. There we go. All right. We're starting Q3 with a full macro calendar. At 5:15, we had the ADP non-farm employment change came in at 98K. The forecast was 118K. That is a lot weaker than expected. The softer jobs number can be interpreted in two ways. It can help the market if traders believe it reduces pressure on the Fed, but it also can create concern if investors start worrying about the labor market cooling too fast. At 6 a.m., we got the new Fed chair speaking. At 6:45, we got Final Manufacturing PMI, and then at 7 a.m., we have ISM Manufacturing PMI and ISM Manufacturing Prices. Those both give a read on factory activity. ISM Manufacturing Prices tells us whether inflation pressure is rising or cooling inside the manufacturing side of the economy. At 12:15, Trump is going to speak. So it should be a lot of volatility today for our traders. Now let's talk sentiment. The Fear and Greed Index is at 31. That is still in fear. We did bounce off extreme fear a couple days ago. So that's good. Okay. Let's see. What else we got? Let's get into Robert Greene's daily law before we get on the charts. Today's title, Wear the Appropriate Mask. Today's law. is about adapting your appearance and approach to the moment. Robert Greene's message today is about flexibility. The strongest people do not move through every situation with the same face, same tone, and same strategy. They understand what the moment requires. They know when to be direct, they know when to be quiet, they know when to be bold, and they know when to hold something back. For long-term investors, this connects directly to market cycles. The same approach does not work in every environment. A high growth rally requires one type of thinking. A fear-driven pullback requires another. A rate-sensitive market requires another. And a market driven by AI, labor data, inflation expectations, and geopolitical headlines requires even more flexibility. Long-term investors need conviction, but conviction should not become, I don't even know what that word is. Rigidity? Rigidity, that's interesting. For day traders, this law is even more direct. You cannot come into every session wearing the same market bias. Today has multiple volatility windows. That means traders should adapt in real time. And if the market rejects support, respect the downside. If buyers reclaim key levels, respect the reversal. The goal is not to be right before the move. The goal is to respond correctly when the move reveals itself. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Execution over emotion. Process over prediction. Now let's get on these charts, y'all. All right, here we go. NVIDIA. Look at this. You see this candle? I don't know what happened, but at 5:30, this is a 30-minute chart, by the way. So each candle is 30 minutes. At 5:30, NVIDIA dropped $3. And a lot of the semiconductors dropped $3. So NVIDIA current price, $195.72 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low of $194.33. $192.60 and $191.20. To the upside resistance, we got $197.65, $199.51, which is the pre-market high. And we got a lot of sellers here around the $200 201 level. So if it can break over that, though, I got it going back to 203.77, which is the bottom of the gap. Next, we have Google, currently in the pre-market at $360.39 to the downside support. We do have last week's high and yesterday's high around $358.92. So it should be a lot of support right here. Underneath that, we got the pre-market low of $354.75. Followed by $353.50, $351.80, $350.50. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of $361.86, followed by $362, $364.75, and then the bottom of our Smart Money Concepts resistance zone starts at $367.14. Next, we got Apple. While the semis was selling off, Apple was buying up, because you see this $4 move here on this 30-minute candle. So Apple currently in the pre-market is at $293.03 to the downside support. You got yesterday's high at $289.94, followed by the pre-market low at $288.55, $286.70, $283.10, and $280.70. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at $293.75, $295.35, and then the bottom of our Smart Money Concepts resistance zone at $296.76, and then $299.70. Next, we got Microsoft. Current price $379.31 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low at $374.50, followed by 374.15, 369.80, 367.45. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 381.06, followed by 381.60, 390.35, 396.80, 401.75. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 239.15 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low at 237.38. Yesterday's low at 237.15. Then 233.90 to the upside resistance. We got the pre-market high 240.86, 241.54, 242.40, 245.90. Next, we got TSM. As you can see, this candle sold off. This candle sold off $5 compared to Nvidia the same time frame. As you can see, it's pushing pre-market lows on this candle. Current price $468 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low of $467.19, $462.45, $456.10, and $453. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of $478.50, the all-time high of $479. And then it's just price discovery land. I don't currently have any levels in price discovery land. Next, we got SpaceX. They pushing pre-market lows on this candle. Current price $169.46 to the downside support. We got $168.88, which is the pre-market low. $168.15, $165.50, $161.64, $160.65. To the upside resistance, we got $172.40. We got the pre-market high $176.14, $176.75, $180, and then $190. Next, we got AVGO. Yes, semis are still selling off. As you can see, these two candles here. It's pushing pre-market lows on this active candle. Current price $369.44. Pre-market low. It's pushing pre-market lows right now. So underneath that, we got $363.85, $358.70, $353.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at $376.94, $379.62, $382.70, and $391. Next, we got Tesla. We had a wonderful day yesterday. $419.06. The downside support, we got the pre-market low of $416.13, $414.75, which was last week's high, $409.60, $406, and $400. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of $421.51, $424.54, $426.35, $433.60. Next, we got Meta. So when the semis was selling off, Meta was going parabolic. Look at this $30 candle here in the pre-market. Meta might be back, y'all. Meta might be back if this upper momentum can continue. It's over 600 here in the pre-market. You know, Meta closed yesterday at 563 and is currently at 606 here in the pre-market. So to the downside support, we got 593.80, 580.20, 575.80, 568.85. The pre-market low is 561.31. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 612, followed by 643. Next, we got MU. Yes, MU, same thing. Sold off on this 530 candle. Current price $1,082. Pre-market low is $1,076, followed by $1,049, $1,023, and then $991. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of $1,129, $1,143, $1,168, $1,189. Next, we got Berkshire B. It's pushing pre-market highs here on this active candle. It's at 501.12. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low 499.15, followed by 498, to the upside resistance. I actually don't have any levels marked on here until 506.50, but y'all not trading that anyway, so who cares? Next, we got Eli Lilly. It's pushing pre-market highs on this active candle. Current price 1,216. Pre-market lows 1,202. Followed by 1,199 and 1,190, 1,181. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 1,220, followed by 1,230, and then the all-time high. Let's check out SPY. SPY current price $744.57. Their downside support, we got 743.72, followed by 743.25, 742.85, 741.55, 740.89. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 745.72, 747.15, 748.02, 750.15. Next, we got QQQ. Currently in the pre-market at 730.21. For the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 729.14, 724.60, 723.91, 722.25, 718.78. To the upside resistance, we got 733.94, which is the pre-market high, followed by 737.62, 738.50, and then we got the bottom of this smart money concepts resistance zone at 741. Next, we got IWM. It's pushing pre-market lows on this active candle. Current price $299.16. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low 298.80, 298.40, 297.60, 297.44, 296.33. To the upside resistance, we got $299.84, $300.50, $300.98, and then the all-time high of $301.50. I do have a level here in price discovery land at 303.25. The VIX is at 1676. All right. Set your alerts. Let's have a good trading day. We'll be back for the market check-in either after I'm done trading or after the market is closed. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live, y'all. Let's get this money out the
market. Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money?
Oh man, I thought it would play but I didn't refresh it before I started the stream, so of course it didn't play. You should already know that.
Never chase money. Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.